news.
The IMO has chosen to make 2021 a year of action for seafarers who are facing unprecedented hardship due to the COVID-19 pandemic, despite their vital role as key workers for global supply chains. The World Maritime theme for 2021, which is Seafarers at the Core of Shipping's Future, seeks to increase the visibility of seafarers by drawing attention to the invaluable role they play now and will continue to play in the future. The COVID-19 pandemic has placed extraordinary demands on seafarers, with hundreds of thousands of men and women stranded on ships for months beyond their original contracts, unable to be repatriated due to national travel restrictions. A similar number of seafarers are unable to join ships and earn a living. This crew change crisis, which has been ongoing for nearly 1 year, is a humanitarian emergency that threatens the safety of shipping.
The headlines on Monday, the 22nd of February 2021. Post-pandemic poses seafarer shortage. Baltic voyages explode into unexpected $100,000. IMO and WISTA International launch first Women in Maritime survey. Cargo traffic of India's top ports drop. New safety gaps emerge as shipping industry transforms. The global crew change crisis could lead to a shortage of seafarers if exhausted crew chose to leave the shipping industry rather than risk another long period trapped at sea. The Maritime Authority of Jamaica, MAJ, has warned. If seafarers are not available to operate the ships, those vessels will simply lay alongside idle. Does the world need that now? Said Rear Admiral retired Peter Brady, MAJ Director General. Panamax, Kamsarmax and post-Panamax rates exploded, with ice-class ships booked for an excess of $100,000 a day as an extreme cold snap hit the Baltic Sea. The 7-year-old 95,527 deadweight NBA Van Dyke was fixed for $100,000 a day, while the 1-year-older 82,099 deadweight NBA Margaret Kamsarmax fixed for a stunning $110,000 a day.
They recently reported 5-digit numbers for the 2 NYK Panamaxes, which were willing, they were not ice class, which were willing to sail through the sea ice conditions, probably gave a glimpse of the future to come, that the trend of the market is moving north. But it is not, in any case, a snapshot of the current market. The US Gulf, snow conditions and the power outage may result in increased ship supply in the Atlantic and thus give a temporary and probably short-lived blip, while US, Brazil and the surging exports from Ukraine will drive the Panamax Supra-Ultra market up. There are about 105 Panamaxes waiting to load in East Coast South America, which is almost twice as what it was last year at this time. Further, the Chinese coal demand and the continuing issues, political issues between China and Australia will give a boost to the market in terms of longer hauls, front haul, as well as the recovering demand, weaker dollar, which might push the commodity trade up. And as I said in January, it all might come together, including the pent-up demand, to create a perfect storm. And we have seen last week, the contango in the forward market, the Panamax futures market, is what the market thinks of the days to come.
Freezing Baltic sends Kamsarmaxes into unexpected $100,000 a day territory. It is important to understand the territory we are discussing here. Ust-Luga, a port at the mouth of the Luga River in Leningrad district of Russia, is near its entry into the Luga Bay of the Gulf of Finland, about 110 kilometers west of St. Petersburg port. Last February, In 2020, the area was patches of snow on land. 2 months ago, in December 2020, there was hardly any sign of snow, and today is completely frozen in both lake area and the land area. The current weather in this area is minus 14 degrees to minus 10 degrees Celsius. There was a rapid ice formation in the eastern Gulf of Finland due to low air temperature recently. Further air temperature decreasing up to minus 25 degrees Celsius is forecasted within the next few days. Therefore, rapid ice formation will continue accordingly. Panamax, Kamsarmax and post-Panamax rates have exploded yesterday, with ice-class ships booked for in excess of $100,000 a day as an extreme cold snap hits the Baltic Sea. The 7-year-old 95,000-tonner NBA Van Dyke was fixed for $100,000 a day, while a 1-year-older 82,000-tonner NBA Marguerite, a Kamsarmax, was fixed for a stunning $110,000 a day. Both ships are owned by NYK, were reported to be breaching international navigation limits and fixing these cargoes, giving rise to large premiums, which is the main reason for these numbers. Another Panamax ship was reported fixed for a Baltic voyage at $70,000 a day. Rates this week are 177% higher than their 5-year average and sit considerably above their 5-year range. Panamax rates have been building all month, unlike their bigger Cape cousins, leading some shippers to mull changing ship types for their cargoes. Panamax freight has become so expensive relative to the Capes that charterers are rumored to have considered loading Panamax stems into the larger vessels. The opening weeks of 2021 have seen sharply increasing volumes of coal and grain being shipped around the world, which has led to a supply deficit in the Atlantic. High sea conditions in some ports have also driven large premiums for scarce ice-class Panamaxes, further fueling a red-hot paper market. Limited supplies from across the Atlantic and unfavorable international coal prices render Baltic coal highly competitive in Europe. Over the first half of February, Baltic shipments to ARA ports jumped by 53% on the year. For non-ice class vessels, the barometer of the forward market values is below, and you judge which way the forward markets are moving from below, keeping in mind that this is for non-ice class vessels. For the Cape-size vessels, the time charter dollar values today are about $13,300. April 21 is $15,000. Q1 of 22 is $10,900. Calendar 22 is $15,400. Calendar of 24 is $13,900. Panamax 82,000 deadweight. March of 21 is going to see $21,000 a day. Quarter 4 of 21 will be about $15,000. Quarter 1 of 22, $12,400. Calendar 23, $11,900. Calendar 25, $10,900. Panamax 74,000. For current month is about $16,900. Quarter 4 of 21 is expected about 13,600. Quarter 1 of 22, 11,000. Calendar of 23 is forecast at 10,600. Calendar of 24 is forecast at 10,100. I leave you with these thoughts to form your opinions on the markets.
Challenging. Dynamic.
Rewarding.
World class. Diverse.
stimulating.
Opportunities.
The International Maritime Organization and the Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, WISTA International, have jointly launched the Women in Maritime IMO and WISTA International Survey 2021 to examine the proportion and distribution of women working in the maritime sector, from support roles to executive level positions. The survey is part of a series of activities aimed at laying the groundwork for further discussions on how to build a more diverse workforce within the maritime sector, essential for a sustainable future. The data obtained by the survey will help to build a picture of diversity and gender equality in the industry.
I congratulate WISTA International and IMO on this wonderful initiative, and I truly believe that the findings and insights of this survey will help decision makers, stakeholders and employers towards creating a more diverse workforce. Definitely women also have a role to play here. They need to believe in themselves and not hold themselves back, and a lot of women role models have been created in the industry at leadership positions, successful women who have made their mark. So there's no holding back, and today the industry has also become a lot more receptive towards women and a lot more open towards having them in senior positions. Having said that, yes, there would be skill gaps and knowledge gaps which employers worry about, but I don't think that has anything to do with gender. Ultimately, it's the right person for the right job, and if you as a woman or a man can prove your mettle and prove that you are capable, you have the skill set and capability to perform that job function, I don't think there's anything holding you back. So I do look forward to the findings of this survey. I do look forward to the results and the insights, so that I also can create a more diverse workforce within my setup, within my organization, and hope for a better future and a brighter future for the maritime industry.
As board member of WISTA International, it is my pleasure to inform you that on February 17, the IMO and WISTA International launched the Women in Maritime Survey, a project which is very close to my heart. The survey intends to collect baseline data on the number of women and their positions in the maritime and ocean industries. The data so collected will be used to create programs and formulate policy to increase the number of women in the maritime sector, thus creating a more diverse and inclusive environment. We intend to repeat the survey every 3 years. The survey is open to all IMO member states, IGOs, NGOs, public and private companies, as well as maritime training establishments. There are 2 surveys, one for the IMO member states and the other for industry. I urge all maritime stakeholders to support and participate in this survey.
Maritime industry needs a diversified force, and we are looking at more women participation. At least 50% workforce should be women in maritime industry, not only on the ship but also ashore. IMO and WISTA International has launched a survey to find out the framework for the various activities that they are planning, which will be the future course of action with respect to the inclusion of women in maritime shipping. It is high time that we all take this survey and voice our opinions in order to make women participate into the merchant shipping activities.
Cargo traffic at 12 major ports dropped by 7.44% to 542.13 metric tons during April to January this fiscal, compared with 585.73 metric tons in the year-ago period, according to Ports Apex Body IPA. All ports bearing Paradeep and Mormugao, which recorded 0.24% and 28.12% increase in cargo handling to 93.60 metric tons and 17.19 metric tons respectively, saw negative growth. The maritime industry is undergoing significant changes, and as this transformation takes place, new safety gaps are emerging that will require both leadership and collaboration, according to DNVGL, to safeguard the future of maritime operations. The Classification Society is presenting its analysis of the safety gaps in a new white paper that explores how the ambitions to become digital and decarbonize will impact the industry's functioning.
We are in the era of digital transformation and decarbonization. This transformation and decarbonization is creating a safety gap which, if left unaddressed, could delay industry progress. To ensure the safe and timely transformation towards a digitally smart and carbon neutral future, the industry urgently needs to close the looming safety gap by addressing the safety related risks. Safe maritime systems depend on the seamless interaction between human, organization and technical elements. Traditional risk management will no longer suffice. We will have to focus on system performance rather than component reliability to manage increasingly complex ship systems. Organizations will need to support people's roles needs through human-centered design. Organizations will also need to establish digital transformation strategies to manage emerging risks.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. See you next Monday.